Hey, welcome back. So today I want to share something with you that is in reference to my word of the year. So all of you may or may not have seen that my word of the year is flourish. And this year I'm actually doing something very different. I have never done this before. I have actually created an acronym for my word of the year. So every single letter of my word of the year actually represents a principle that I'm going to be incorporating throughout my year. And sometimes we choose a word of the year and we go ahead and we're planning our days and we're doing our thing. But that word doesn't really correlate. It doesn't really marry with the plans that we are making and the plans that we're creating for our life. So we have this overarching theme. It could be, let's pick a word, let's pick contentment, right? So if contentment is your word of the year for 2024, how are you incorporating contentment into every single day? Because there's no way that this can be your word of the year and you're not incorporating it on a granular level, on a daily, very simple level into every single day of your life. And I'm going to use my word of the year and I'm going to show you how I am doing this. So my word of the year is flourish, right? Um, it would be one, I don't really feel led to share why that is my word of the year. And two, it would take too much time to explain. So I'll just leave it at that. And I'll let you know that my word of the year for 2024 is flourish. For me, my year begins on my birthday. So my year began in October of last year. I don't look at the calendar year because I was born in October. So that's when my new year begins. You may be different and you may do it according to the calendar year. Either way is fine. I'm not saying that my way is right, but I'm just letting you know what my process is like. So the F in flourish is for faith. My faith is the foundation of everything I do. It is the foundation of who I am. It is the foundation of how I do business. It is the foundation of how I show up in every single area of my life. I know that this is a time of transition for me. I know that there is another level that I am very close to. There are a lot of things that I have been working on, and there are big dreams and goals that I have. There are huge desires that I have for my life. And in order to move up to that next level, I'm going to need like next level faith, right? Staying where I am in terms of my faith journey is not going to serve me in the future. I know this. So faith is first and foremost. It could have been focus, right? It could have been finances. It could have been fashion. But I know that faith is what I need to focus on right now. So for you, as you think about your word of the year, and if you decide to start breaking it down into an acronym, think about what you need in order to support yourself. So your word is how you want your year to end up. It's how you want your year to progress. That is what your word is supposed to represent. If you break it down into an acronym, these are the tiny elements that are going to make up that lifestyle, that are going to make up that word, right? So I'm starting with faith. The L is for leadership. That begins with self-leadership and then also leading others. As a coach, I am required to lead other people, to hold other women accountable to their goals, to themselves, right? I cannot do that if I'm not doing it for myself. A higher level of leadership is going to be required of me because as a coach, the women that I'm working with are going to evolve. And if I'm not evolving also, then I am not in position and in alignment to help them on their journey. So when I talk about VIPs, if you ever hear me talk about my VIPs, that is a visionary intensive partner. And as I'm partnering with them to reach higher levels in themselves, I'm partnering with a higher version of myself to reach higher levels within myself. So we're growing together. Leadership is extremely important for me to show up strong for the women that I serve. For me to show up strong for my family, I first have to show up strong for myself. And that starts with self-leadership before I lead in the world and in the marketplace. The O is for overflow. And this is where I serve from. I don't serve from a place of lack. I don't serve from a place of emptiness or a place of unworthiness. I serve from a place of overflow. And in order to overflow, that means that I have to position myself to be filled up in the first place. So that means that there is time for rest. There is time for relaxation. There is time to journal. There is time to pray. All these things make up a lifestyle that is going to support the overflow that I need. If I don't do those things, there is no overflow, right? The U is for uniqueness. There is only one me. There is only one you. Acknowledging and celebrating that is an essential part of flourishing. And when I think about flourishing, I think about nature. Trees and plants, flowers, fruit even, they don't compare themselves to each other. They just grow. They don't worry about how they look and if they measure up, right? The mango is not sitting there wondering, I wonder if there's another mango exactly like me, wondering what's special about me. The flower that's blooming isn't wondering what's special about me, what's unique about me, right? We, though, as humans, we have brains. Fruits and flowers don't have brains. We do. So we think about these things. But I want to encourage you. You are the only you that there is. Why don't you invest some time and some energy instead of comparing yourself to the other woman over there, instead of wondering if you measure up, instead of wondering if you are special enough? Find what there is about you that is unique and that is special, and celebrate that and walk in that and be your authentic self. I will always remind you of the A-list assignment. Appreciate your attributes, affirm your value, articulate your dreams, act authentically, and access abundant life. Put yourself back on the A-list in your own life. And this is not for you to be full of yourself. This is not for you to be self-centered. It is for you to be confident. It is for you to walk into every single room knowing who you are and your unique ability to bring change to the world in your unique way. Discover what that is. It is worth discovering. The R is for revelation. Consistently seeking new knowledge, fresh revelation, new ideas, new ways of doing things, new routines, being coachable, being curious about life brings revelation. Insight. I talked about journaling, giving myself time to journal every single day, especially at the end of the day, to go over what happened today. What are my thoughts and feelings regarding what happened today? To pray for insight, to pray for help, to pray for guidance, right? The S is for strategy. What is my plan? This is why I have a planner. This is why I look at my days and I say, at this time, this is what I'm going to do. At this time, this is what I'm going to do. I don't allow my life to just take over my days? Have you ever reached the end of the day and you're just like, what did I do? What did I do? You're not sure. Like, you're just operating on autopilot. Autopilot equals more of the same, right? So strategy is extremely important. That's why I have the vision planning system. That's why I use the vision planning system. Curate the vision, write your steps, follow your steps, evaluate, evolve, and then elevate, right? And the last one is something that a lot of us don't focus on in our visionary journey. A lot of us don't focus on as we set goals, and that's healing. Because along the way, things are going to happen. Along the way, everything is not going to go perfectly. Along the way, there are going to be disagreements. There are going to be hurt feelings. And you need to heal from that if you can continue to move on. And I say you because I'm sharing my framework with you in the hopes that it will inspire you and encourage you. And if you don't have a word of the year, it is my prayer that you will flourish for 2024. So if you don't have a word of the year and you want to borrow mine, I will gladly share it with you. I will gladly partner with you in flourishing. So I really hope that that helps you to figure out how you can take your word of the year and make it even more meaningful. Break it down and make it even more meaningful. And then actually figure out what are the action steps that I am going to take so that I can fulfill these areas. So, according to the area of faith, I'm going to continue with going to church. I'm a regular church member. I am in leadership in my church. So that's something that I'm going to continue in leadership. I'm going to continue in self-leadership. I'm going to continue to be coached because guess what? As a coach, I need a coach. A coach who doesn't have a coach is questionable. We all have to be accountable to someone, and it doesn't have to be a formal coaching relationship. It can actually be someone in your family. It can be a trusted friend who is mentoring you. It can be an older woman who has taken you under her wing, so to speak, and is helping you along with life. When it comes to overflow, every single day, I am making sure that there are pockets of time throughout my day where I am allowing myself to be poured into. I'm allowing myself to be refreshed so that I have that overflow and I can take care of my family. I can take care of business. I can do the things that I need to do. Uniqueness, exploring my own personal style, my own personal features. You will notice something. I hardly wear makeup when I come on social media, and that is for a reason. It's because I don't want to hide behind a mask. And it's because I want to present the best of myself, the best of my authentic self. And when I come on barefaced, it's a way for me to celebrate my uniqueness. It's the way for me to celebrate the way that I actually am in my most natural state. And it's a beautiful thing. We're looking at revelation now. How do I incorporate revelation into my everyday? And honestly, it's through prayer and it's through curiosity. It's through conversations. I ask a lot of questions. And the way that we get revelation, the way that we get answers is by asking questions. So I ask questions of God, I ask questions of people, I ask questions of myself, and that brings revelation, daily revelation. I believe in having daily transformational experiences. From one week to the next, you shouldn't look the same. You should be constantly growing, constantly evolving. Have this hunger for life, this hunger and thirst for life, and a hunger and thirst for wisdom. And that is such an enriching experience. The next one is insight. And insight goes along with revelation, making time to reflect on every single day, to gain insight, to ask questions again. There may be different types of questions than you ask to gain revelation. A revelation question is a what question, it is a who question. An insight question is a why question. right? And that gives you deeper understanding. And as you have revelation and insight, that then informs your strategy. What do I need to do in order to flourish today? What do I need to do in order to flourish this year? What do I need to do in order to flourish in this conversation with this person, in this business agreement? What do I do? What do I need to do in order to flourish in my fitness journey? What do I need to do in order to flourish in my finances? That informs your strategy, right? And then the last one is healing. And my focus in everything that I do, whether it's a conversation, whether it has to do with business, whether it has to do with my finances, is to have a state and a system that leads to whatever circumstance being better and the people involved being better. So when I step into a room, I bring healing with me. All the things that I pour into myself, I bring with me. So that when I have a conversation with someone, whether it's a happy conversation, whether it's a difficult conversation, I bring healing with me. And I bring that sense of flourishing, that sense of faith, that sense of leadership, that sense of overflow, that sense of uniqueness, revelation, insight, strategy, and healing. I bring them all with me everywhere I go. I bring them into my plans and I bring them into every room that I step into. Right. So it's great to have a word of the year. It's great to have a vision board. I have a vision wall. I have a whole vision wall over here, and I have a vision board above me. This is an entire vision space you can't see because my background is open. But this space is where I sit every single day, and it reminds me of what I need to do to flourish. And I have my plants, and my plants remind me every single day that I need care in order to flourish, and you need care in order to flourish. You can't be on the grind all the time and not pouring into yourself. So, if anything else, I hope that I have reminded you to pour into yourself so that when you serve from your overflow. I hope this helps. Blessings on your journey, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.